Hey guys, Mogz here. This is episode 6 of Ask Mogz Anything, the series where I answer some of the questions that all of you ask me about myself and about Sideswipe. In this episode, every single question comes from the Ask Mogz channel on my Discord server. So if you want to submit your own questions for future episodes, come join the Mogz Discord server linked on screen and in the video description. And as with the last episode of this series, I'll be answering the questions without the distraction of playing live, so I'll just put some Sideswipe matches in the background while I talk. Alright, let's get into the first question. Okay, so the first question comes from Escape or Die, and they ask, I want to ask you, if you reach Diamond and then the season ends and you rank Platinum, what rewards do you get? Yeah, so this is a really easy question to answer. Basically, in Sideswipe, whatever the highest rank you achieve in that season is the rewards that you will get that season. So even if you achieve Diamond rank and then you lose Diamond before the season ends, and at the end of the season your rank is Platinum or even Gold, you will still get Diamond rewards. So you don't ever have to worry about losing those rewards. Once you hit Diamond, that's it. You can do whatever you want and lose as many ranks as you want and you'll still get Diamond rewards. And this is totally different from the way that it works in Rocket League, where there's like a season reward level, and it's actually quite complicated. In fact, it's so complicated that I had to make a few videos about it, explaining it back in the beginning of my YouTube career. And those were actually some of my most popular videos ever back then. So yeah, totally different from how it works in Rocket League. In Rocket League, if you do lose your highest rank, you might not be able to get back up there and then get those rewards. But in Sideswipe, it's super simple. It's just the max rank that you reach, the highest rank that you reach, they're the rewards you get. So yeah, really simple, but yeah, good question. All right, next question comes from Wutzel, and they ask, Mogz, what do you think is the most important mechanic in the game, and which one should we learn first? Yeah, so, I mean, it depends how low you want to go, really. Mechanics that you should learn first, I would say, in the lower ranks, purple shots are really, really useful. And even, I mean, purple shots are really useful up until, like, Diamond, really. Like, people still get caught out by them sometimes. But I would say definitely until Plat, you really want to be, you know, pulling out purple shots every now and then to catch your opponent out. So yeah, I mean, I would say one of the most important mechanics early on is purple shots. Gold shots not so much. I mean, gold shots are just so difficult to pull off, you know, regularly, so I'd be hesitant to recommend them to lower ranked players. But I guess fast aerialing, you know, getting used to using the boost to jump button, or just if you use 2 fingers, then or 3-finger style, whatever, then, you know, using boost and jump at the same time, just to speed up your aerials, I think is really, really important as well. Also, recoveries, like that recovery jump where you jump up and then you jump immediately straight back down. I think that's one of the most useful things in the game. Just being able to time that well. And not flipping through the air, you know, and floating a little bit. If you flip straight down, that's just such a fast way to recover, and I think it's good for fakes, it's good for recoveries. It's just a really good, you know, mechanic to have in your game. So yeah, I would say those 3, and then obviously when you get a little bit higher rank, then stalls become really, really useful. So when you get into Diamond, you really need to be stalling, not on every single play, but yeah. And then I'd say once you get into Champ, they stall on kind of everything, really. Every aerial they go up for, they're stalling. Some of them anyway. But yeah, good question. All right, next question comes from Programmer OD, and they ask, after playing for a long time, RLSS feels boring. What could be added to the game to overcome that? Good question, yeah. I mean, I think one of the things that keeps a lot of people occupied in Rocket League is free play and custom training. And I mean, Sideswipe does have free play, but it doesn't have any free play training mechanics. You know, you can't pop the ball up to yourself, or, you know, you can't like press a button and then the ball takes a shot on goal. I think if they added those kind of mechanics, and then if they added some custom training, it would just add a lot to the game. It would mean that you had a lot more to do in between matches, you know, because you don't always feel like playing matches or just randomly driving around in free play. I think, yeah, some just more advanced training mechanics, training functionality would add a lot to the game. So yeah, I think they should add that. That's probably the main thing. I mean, they could just keep adding extra modes, but the problem with adding extra modes is it reduces the player base, you know, it takes away players from the other queues. So if you add, say, like people often ask for, you know, can't they add hoops and volleyball and threes permanently rather than, you know, rotating them every season? Well, yeah, they could, but then the queue times for all of them would just get longer. You know, the queue times for hoops are already, for me anyway, in my region, really long. And they always are for the extra modes. So if they added, you know, volleyball and threes and hoops, that would just take more players out of that already low player pool. And would just mean the queue times would be ridiculous. So yeah, that's why they don't do it, I'm sure. If the player base was bigger, if the game was more successful, then they might be able to do that, but yeah. So I think, yeah, free play and custom training, they need to just build on and add more content there, I think. Those are probably the main things. All right, next question comes from the same person, Programmer OD, and they ask, can RLSS get into the esports space? Yeah, it's a good question. I mean, I don't really think so. Like, if you look at Rocket League again, 3v3s is the only thing that's in esports, really. Like, no one watches two. I don't even know if there is a twos RLCS, but I don't think so. There might be some random tournaments and stuff, but yeah, the main game mode is threes, and I think it's threes because it's so complex and there's so much going on. Like, it's such an interesting mode to watch because it's so complicated. And and then if you look at Sideswipe, well, threes, yeah, it's an extra mode, but no one really likes it. And then the main game mode, I guess, would be, I don't even know, twos maybe. And is it really that good to watch? I mean, I personally don't watch it. You know, I don't find it very interesting to watch. Ones is not interesting to watch at all. Same as in Rocket League. I mean, this is just my personal opinion, but I don't think it's going to be, you know, a spectator sport. It's just not that interesting. It's not that complicated. You know, it's 2D, so there's not really interesting rotation techniques, or, you know, the only thing that I think Sideswipe really has is like mind games, but that's kind of more interesting to do. That's more fun to do rather than to watch. So I don't know. I mean, you could probably answer that question by just asking yourself, like, do you really enjoy watching Sideswipe matches? And do a lot of your friends enjoy watching Sideswipe matches? If the answer is no, then probably not. Yeah, I personally find Rocket League 3s in particular really interesting to watch. It's just, there's so much going on at all times, and you could watch one player. It's really interesting to watch one player. You could watch, you know, from a zoomed out view, you know, and you get the kind of different things from both. Whereas you can't really do that in Sideswipe. It's just one view. You know, the whole time you're just staring at the side from like a side view, from the normal Sideswipe view. That's not really interesting. You know, you can't have any cool replays really, or yeah. So I don't know. Long answer short. No, I don't think so. All right, next question comes from Ablenator, and Ablenator. Yeah. And they ask, how do you keep from raging in Sideswipe? Yeah, I've answered this question, I think, in a previous Sideswipe episode. How do I keep from raging? Well, I mean, that's assuming I do keep from raging. I think, like, sometimes when I play, it kind of annoys me. Yeah, and I get triggered sometimes if I'm... But that's mainly just because, you know, I'm trying to do some content. I'm trying to record a video and I can't get a good match or whatever. But Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you just take a break if you're not enjoying it, and if you're raging, then you're probably just not enjoying it. Maybe you're just not in the mood. Then I would say just go and do something else for a little bit. Because there's no point like banging your head against the wall trying to get wins when you're not playing well, or trying to enjoy the game when you're just not enjoying it. I would say, yeah, just go and do something else. I could say, well, don't take it seriously, or don't care about your opponent trolling you or whatever. But yeah, I mean, if you find yourself taking it seriously and getting annoyed by it, then I would just take a break. That's probably my best advice. But at the end of the day, like, it's a game, so I would just try to enjoy it. Like, yeah, I was playing a little bit last night, and I just because the performance has been so bad this season, like it's been laggy and stuff, I just decided to just like have fun with the game and not try to win, not try to take it seriously. And it was really good, actually. I found myself just enjoying it, and there was no negative side to it. Sometimes when I play, I'll kind of expect to win, and that means that when I do win, it's not positive because it's like I expected it. And then if I lose, then it's annoying because it's like I get disappointed. So I think, I don't know, it is a game and you're supposed to enjoy it. So I would just try to put yourself in that mindset. It's not, the most important thing is not winning. The most important thing is having fun. That's so cliche, but I don't know, it actually does work sometimes. Next question comes from Noobzo08. And they ask, Mogz, how did you learn all of your mechanics like stalls? Pretty easy question to answer. I just practice them a lot, and I think I start with stalls. I watch some tutorial videos, and yeah, I just copied whatever they were followed whatever they were telling me, and then I just went into free play and tried to find good ways to practice them. And then when I got good at them, I made videos about them. So if you wanna know how I learned stalls, just watch my stall tutorial, because I told you exactly the method that I used to practice them. And yeah, I mean, all of my, like, people often ask me what tips do you have for new players, or what tips do you have to get good. I mean, my whole channel is that. Like, my whole channel is how to get good at Sideswipe, how to learn this mechanic, how to get better at this thing. So if you want to know my thoughts on that, just watch my videos, watch my tutorials. I just practice them a lot. I spent hours practicing stalls, and I'd spend like an hour on it, and then go do something else, go do some work, whatever, and then come back and keep going at it. And for stalls in particular, I use the hoops arena to pop the ball up, and then get under the ball and start my stall chain. Just repeated that over and over. And yeah, so that's my advice. Next question comes from Brando Dynamico, and they ask what to do when your teammates are AFK or bad. Yeah, I mean, what can you do? I think if they're AFK, then you're just playing with a bot. So I mean, I don't know. You just figure out how to play with a bot. But if they're bad, so I'm assuming you mean like, double committing and picnicking and stuff like that, then I would just say try to adapt to them as much as possible. And always, like, when you go up for a ball, when you go up for a play, always keep in mind that they might be coming right behind you. They might not be responding to you. So, just always keep in mind that you might need to abandon. And so basically you want to, like, I think, take a less aggressive attitude, and instead of just like thinking, this is my ball, I'm going up for the ball, hey, what are you doing? You should go back. Instead of doing that, as soon as they start coming, just give them the ball, just let them have it, and just you flip back down. So I guess, yeah, you want to be a little bit less possessive of the ball. And instead of playing like how you should be playing and how you think your teammates should be playing, don't just play however they're playing. So if they want a ball chase, just let them chase, and then you just go back and defend and play it safe, rather than just like continuing to go for the ball, hoping that they'll stop and go back, because they're not going to. So they're just charging around the field, ball chasing, then just react to them, basically. So you kind of want to play your teammate rather than playing the opposition team or playing, you know, how you should be playing. So yeah, I guess in short, adapt to their style. If they're ball chasing, then you play more defensively. That's probably the takeaway. Okay, that's the last question on Sideswipe. So the next bunch of questions will be about me and my opinion about stuff, or my private life or whatever. Okay, so first question comes from Sogs, who's my Discord admin, or one of them, and he asks, who is the better gamer, you or Den? So Den is my twin brother. And who's the better gamer? Well, I'm better at Rocket League, definitely. But that's just because I have more hours. I've got like 4,500 hours, and he only has like 2,000 or something. Or maybe a little bit more. So I'm better at Rocket League. He doesn't play Sideswipe, so obviously I'm better at Sideswipe. In terms of other games, I mean, we're not that different. I think we're twins, and we've always gamed together. And we do kind of everything together. Not that we live together anymore, but we used to. And I think we're pretty similar. I don't think there's a massive difference. Yeah. These days, especially, I think we're kind of the same. So yeah, but at the end of the day, I'm better at Rocket League, and that's all that matters. So yeah, good question. Next question comes from Mogz Halal Girl. It's a hilarious name, bro. And they ask, I want a 1v1 you, can I? Well, the only people that I 1v1 are either my real life friends or YouTube members. So I have like a paid membership program on my YouTube channel, and it's like Patreon. And if you want to play with me, like 2v2s, or you want to get some like free kind of training from me, like tips, I can go into like a free play or go into an exhibition match with you and give you tips and stuff. Or you want to 1v1 me, then you have to be a Mogz apprentice. So that's like, it's like $4 a month. It's nothing. It's like a tiny amount of money. But basically, like, I can't play with everyone. I get requests constantly to play together and to 1v1 and 2v2 and stuff, and I can't say yes to everyone. So I just decided to basically put it behind a paywall and only do it with people who become members. So I wish I could say yes to everyone, but if I did that, I would never do another video again. So yeah, I can't. Sorry. But yeah, thanks for the question, and I really appreciate people asking me to play. The fact that you want to play with me, it's so kind. So I appreciate that, but I can't say yes to everyone. Next question comes from one of my YouTube members, or he used to be anyway, Kennedy Space 11, and they ask, tea or coffee or something else that you drink very often? So I used to be a tea drinker. I was a massive tea drinker when I was younger, but I've become a massive coffee drinker, and mostly I drink like cafe latte, like flat white if you're in Australia. And I make it myself. So I have an espresso machine, and I've got a grinder, like a coffee grinder, and I get whole beans and I'll grind them up and make my own coffee. And you can see on screen, I'll put a picture of some of the coffee that I make. And I do the little latte art thing, and yeah, I love coffee. I absolutely love it. And the coffee machine, if for anyone who's interested, the coffee machine I have is a Rancilio Silvia, which is a really manual espresso machine from Italy. And then the grinder, which I just got another one, is called a Barazza. I can't remember the other name. Hold on. Okay, I went and checked. It's a Barazza Sette 270. So I just bought that recently, and really good. Highly recommended for anyone who wants a espresso machine like setup. Both of these machines are amazing. The espresso machine, the Rancilio Silvia, and the Sette 270, just both incredible. Make really, really good coffee. So anyway, yeah, good question. Thanks, Kennedy. Next one comes from Nabs, and they ask, what was your favorite game before Rocket League and Sideswipe? Yeah, wow, good question. I don't really think I had a favorite game. I mean, Rocket League, since I discovered Rocket League 7 years ago, that's just been my main game, and probably always will be. I don't think I'll ever get over it. But I guess so I kind of floated between games before then. I played a lot of Rust. That was one of my main games. That I played that for like 500 hours. Yeah, I'm just checking my Steam. 500 hours I've spent on Rust. So that was a big one for me. Wow, 500, that's insane. I played Deep Rock Galactic. I played a lot. And that's still, I mean, that's one of my favorite games of all time as well. Deep Rock is, if you haven't played it, you basically have to. Like, it's kind of the perfect game in some ways. Like, it's got mining, it's got, you know, killing aliens, it's got exploration, like cave exploration, like cave diving. It's an FPS. It's got really good gunplay. It's got good movement and interesting like teamwork, like mechanics and stuff. It's just like, it's so good, and it doesn't take itself too seriously. It's got lots of humor in it as well, and it's 4-player co-op. I mean, it's just perfect. The only thing it doesn't have is PvP, which, yeah, I guess they could add. That would be cool. 4-on-4. Dwarves killing each other in mines. That would actually be really fun. I've never even thought about that, but anyway, so I love that game. Deep Rock Galactic's incredible. Elite Dangerous I played a lot of, but I have kind of a mixed relationship, complicated relationship with. I kind of hate it, but it also has like a special place in my heart. So, and another one is Helldivers, which I love. Only 100 hours in that game, but yeah, that's one of the best games ever made, surely. But yeah, anyway, those are some of my favorite games. Anyway, thanks for the question, Nabs. Next one comes from another one from Noobzo. I don't know how to say your name, bro. Sorry. Mogz, do you know what? How do you know what you know about Sideswipe? For example, the tips in your most recent analysis video. It's common sense, or do you research? I mean, my analysis video, that's on my second channel. I mean, that's all just from my. It's not common sense, but it's just from my own knowledge of the game. You know, I've been playing this game for, 7 months, 8 months? So it's just from all that. But in terms of, like, how do I make my videos, my tutorials and stuff, like, so as I was talking about earlier with the stall tutorial, I didn't know how to stall before I made that video. So basically, I thought I want to make a video about stalls because people keep asking about it, but I don't know how to stall. So I went and learned how to stall by watching tutorials, by practicing. And once I learned how to do it, then I could make a video about it. So yeah, I did a lot of research, yeah, and I trained and I practiced it. For some videos, I can just draw on, you know, like my how to get out of plat, which I made recently on my main channel. I went on my second account, on my other account, and just played in plat for like a week or two, and just tried to like analyze what everyone was doing. I recorded like 10 matches or something of myself playing in plat, and then yeah, I just took all of the mistakes and stuff that they made. I made notes of them as they made them, and then how did I adapt to their playstyle? How did I beat them? What was I doing that was like really, really clearly beating them? You know, simple things, like I didn't want to do super advanced mechanics or anything. And like, so fakes, for example, that was a really big one. And waiting for them to overcommit and float through the air like a feather and then just take the ball and put it in their net. You know, that was a really big one as well. So yeah, I mean, I research it. I think, what kind of video do I want to make? And then I go and research it and learn whatever I need to know, and then I make the video. So that's where a lot of my time goes, is like research. Obviously, like recording clips for the videos takes hours and hours and hours, but yeah. Anyway, thanks for the question. That's a really good one. Next one comes from Ghosts. And they ask, Mogz, do you have any hobbies? If yes, what are they? If not, don't touch some grass. It's perfectly fine. Hobbies? I mean, no, I don't have hobbies. Like, my hobbies are computer games. I don't have any other hobbies. YouTube kind of started out as a hobby, but it eventually became a job. And I used to play guitar, and I think I talked about that in my previous AMA episode, and I even showed a clip of some of my music. But hobbies, like I don't have time outside of work, which is YouTube, and I've got like 2 other kind of jobs / responsibilities that I have to do, and then I've got 2 kids and a wife, and I don't have time. You know, YouTube takes most of my time, and then my kids and everything takes the rest. So hobbies, not really. I play like a couple hours of games every night, usually with my brother Den, but I don't have time outside of that for like hobbies or anything now. All right, and next question comes from Dead Nugget, and actually they asked 3 questions. Okay, I'll do these really quickly. First one is, what do you do in the meantime, like except recording a video? Yeah, I kind of just answered that. I spend time with my kids and my wife, and I do a bit of work outside of YouTube, and then I play some computer games every day and watch some Netflix. But the rest of the time I'm making videos. Like I spend all my time on that, really. So yeah. Next one, do you have a TikTok? If not, why don't you make one? Yeah, I should. And I've been kind of working on getting one up and running. But I don't know what kind of content to post on there. Like I could just post like little edits of my videos, like the intros. Maybe I could do the intros and just post them on there. But I don't know. I don't have any good ideas. That's why I haven't done it yet. And his last question is, or their last question is, when will you do a face reveal? And if you will you do vlogs? I have no interest in doing vlogs, and I don't think you guys want to see what my life is like. If I did a vlog, it'd be me sitting at my desk making videos. And then like going and playing with my daughter. Like that's not interesting. You guys, nobody wants it. This is a gaming channel, man. No one wants to see my vlogs. And face reveal, I people ask me this all the time, but I personally, whenever YouTubers do face reveals, I hate them. Like I've never, a face reveal has never made me like the YouTuber more. So yeah, I don't want to be one of them. You know, I don't want, I kind of, and also I like anonymity. Like I don't really want to be famous, and you know, I'm not going to be famous. Obviously my channel's not that big, but I quite like nobody knowing who I am. So I don't know. I do think about it though. I might do on one day, but I'm not sure. If I do a face reveal, it'll just be switching gears on my channel and doing face videos all the time, you know. So I guess I'd have a face cam all the time when I make videos, but I'm just not sure if that kind of content interests me really. So anyway, we'll see. Probably not though. Probably never. All right, and then the last question comes from Noob, and they ask, how long does it take for you to come up with a video title? The title doesn't take long. My titles, I don't think my titles are that interesting mostly. Sometimes they're silly and stuff. Sometimes I do try to kind of make something that'll get heaps of views, but most of the time I'm just trying to do titles that are accurate, you know. So like what are some of my titles? Like my AMA series, yeah, I decided to do, you know, one of the questions, like the easiest way to rank up. And that's, I guess, a bit clickbaity, but then I do also say, and lots more questions, So I don't want to, like, I really don't want to mislead people. Sometimes I'll spend, you know, 20 minutes, like, just throwing a few titles out there and seeing which one I like more, you know, just typing them up on the screen, like, do I like that? I don't know. Yeah. But most of the time, I don't know. My titles are not so interesting, so yeah, I don't spend long. The thumbnails are the things that take me ages. Like some of my thumbnails have taken me 4 hours or something because I've created a whole thumbnail and then I've hated it and I've thrown it away and tried to make another one. And yeah, sometimes I struggle to have ideas. Like the how to get out of platinum one probably took me an hour and a half because I just couldn't really get it right. Maybe I'll put up some examples. I don't know if I still have them, but I'll put some examples of thumbnails that I was going to use for that video. And you can see how bad they were or whatever. But yeah, the titles don't take me that long. So yeah, anyway. Thanks for the question. I think that's the last one. Yeah, that is the last one. But yeah, really appreciate your questions. Hope you enjoyed that. 30-minute episode. That's pretty long. So yeah, and I just want to apologize for not doing one last month. I usually do them every month, but last month I had microphone problems, so my microphone totally died. My Samsung Q9U totally died and I had to get it replaced. So it was really difficult to record an AMA episode. So I decided not to do one. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you want, as I said at the start of the video, if you want to submit your own questions for this series, then come join the Mogz Discord server, because that's where I get all the questions from. So you just go into the Discord and then go to the Ask Mogz channel, and it's just under general, and you can put your questions there. And yeah, I just take whichever ones really interest me, I take from there. But yeah, GG mate, GG. So yeah, thanks for watching, and as usual, go check out my second channel if you want to see me play Sideswipe or Rocket League or other games, and become a Mogz member if you want to play with me or get replay analysis by me or whatever. And as always guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.